posted some pictures about making the wing on a Facebook page, and somebody requested a little more information, a little more detail on the whole building process and everything else. So decided to make some videos, and I'm going to split it up in about 3 different videos. So the first one here will just mostly be sort of an introduction, reasons why I chose this method, the various methods, and things like that. And then the second video, I'll bring the camera over to my computer, a little laptop here, and show you my 3D rendering. And that'll give you a little better idea of what the wing's going to look like when it's done, and the components in it. And then I'll bring you back over here again and explain in more detail the whole construction method. So for building a wing for a race car, there's a couple of choices you can use. You can use all aluminum construction, aluminum framework, aluminum skin and everything like that. And that's great, it's good, it's nice and light, it's pretty stable. A couple of the disadvantages or drawbacks is that it takes quite a lot of setup to do that, because to make the ribs you have to have like some kind of steel forms for the ribs. I've got wooden pieces here. If you were making an aluminum wing, then you would have these in steel. They'd be like about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch thick, be all the same. And what happens then is you take your aluminum. The aluminum has to be annealed to make it soft so it'll bend. The aluminum goes in between the forms, and then you clamp it all together, bolt it together, whatever. You beat over the edge, so you've got like about a 1/2 inch flange on it, and that's what the skin gets riveted to. So it takes quite a bit of time to actually make those steel stamps or profiles that you're going to be using. The other thing that takes a bit of time and is pretty involved is you have to have some kind of a pretty substantial structure or a fix or a jig that's going to hold everything in shape as you start putting the aluminum skin on it. Like say your ribs are like this. What happens is maybe your ribs are slightly out from one end to the other like that, and you don't notice it. So you start putting the aluminum on while now your wing is fixed in that shape. It's warped. And the only way you can fix that is to drill the rivets out, remove the aluminum skin and replace it with a brand new aluminum skin, and then fix your framework to be set properly before you actually start putting the aluminum on. So it takes quite a bit of sort of initial setup with all these jigs and pieces and stuff like that. And for a one-off wing, it's kind of a bit of an investment to do all that stuff just for a one-off wing. If you're going to be producing a bunch of them, maybe selling them or whatever, well, that's great, you can make a nice aluminum wing. And, like a nice aluminum wing is nice, looks nice and everything, it's light. But for this, I've decided to go with wood construction. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll cut this video off, I'll bring you over to the computer and show you what the 3D rendering looks like. Then I'll return back here and go into more detail on the wood construction and sort of why I've chosen that over the aluminum. Catch you in a minute.